Hey, everybody, good evening. A lot of people thought there was no class tonight, and I didn't get an announcement out till later because I was running a little late. I told you I was been a little down this week, and I didn't get the announcement out early in the afternoon. I just put it out like maybe a half an hour before class, so I apologize for that. So we don't have a big turnout, it's okay. But so if I want to do this by hand, first I'm gonna do the distributed property. So I got minus 12x plus 24.6, right? Less than minus 11.98x. Again, I'm gonna change that to a decimal. Remember, you want to keep you want to combine your like terms. So I'm gonna combine my x's. Now I'm gonna put my x on the left. I want my x on the left, so I'm gonna add 11.98x. So I get negative 0.02x. I'm gonna subtract 24.6 from both sides. And again, if you don't want to make any mistakes, grab your calculator. You should never be afraid to use your calculator. So 14.75 minus 24.6. Because most of the mistakes that we make are those common mistakes. 14.75 minus 24.6 minus 9.85. So less than, they cancel, minus 9.85. In order to get the x by itself, I need to divide by negative 0.02. Because I divided by negative 0.02, I got to change my direction of my inequality. So this becomes x greater than minus 9.85 divided by negative 0.02. Again, we're going to use a calculator. And we get x is greater than 492.5. So remember when I showed you before, you still got d, but this is how you would do it algebraically. And most students make a mistake on this problem. This is one of the most missed questions. So for me, I probably would play it safe and say, you know what? Let me make sure I finish my exam, because this is considered a difficult problem. Okay, remember, easy, medium, hard. So your question after this is going to be pretty much easier. So to me, I would skip this problem until I finish my exam, and then I will come back to this problem. This one here. So I mean, this is difficult. Okay. So let's go back to that other inequality. So let me save that. Let me clear it. Let's go back to Schoology real fast in this problem here. So let's make sure we understand it now that I have the recording on. So we have minus 2 greater than 12 plus x divided by 4. So when I looked at this problem, there's a large percentage of people that are getting this problem incorrect. Okay. Matter of fact, I don't think anybody has gotten this problem correct yet. Even though I think if Penny is still on, she told us how to do it. So that was good. So when she takes this inequality quiz, she should get this one right. But again, what you want to say to yourself, what side is my variable on? Okay, so on my right side. So I'm only looking at my right side. Then I'm saying, okay, well, I have basically a fraction, have a numerator and a denominator. So first, in order to get, do this problem, you need to get rid of that denominator. So the opposite of dividing by 4 is multiplying by 4. And whatever we do on one side, we do on the other. Those 4's cancel. You get minus 8 is greater than 12 plus x. And then you keep asking yourself the same thing. Is x by itself? No, it is not. 12 is also on that right side. So we need to get rid of that 12. The opposite of plus 12 is minus 12. Whatever I do on one side, I do on the other. I combine the terms. I get negative 20 is greater than x. This is where people make the mistake. When they see minus 20 greater than x, they have to realize that the x for inequality, or the variable of the inequality, must be on the left side. So you switch the inequalities. Just put the X in negative 20. Just switch the sides, but you switch that sign. So instead of greater than, this becomes less than. And your final answer. Now, okay, now watch this. I'm going to show you something. And I'm going to show you in this smaller problem what I mean by using the calculator, okay? Listen, you have the answers. So -2 has to be greater than, so let me get my calculator back on the screen. Again, you want to use your calculator as much as possible. And if you really learn to use the calculator, you'll learn that you can use it at times you didn't even expect that you could use it. Let me try to make this as big as possible. Watch this. Okay. So a number less than 20 or a number less than 20. So a number less than 20, let's just say, I don't know, 10. Right? A number greater than 20, I don't know, 30. Nice whole number. A number greater than -20, I don't know, 0. A number less than -20, -25. Does everybody understand why I selected those numbers?
Yes.
Okay, because remember, for inequality, it's more than one answer. It's multiple solutions. So if an answer is X is less than 20, it's any number less than 20 that could be for that answer to solve that, to satisfy that inequality. So we got multiple answers, right? So watch this. Watch what I do. I'm going to take each of these ones that each of these options that I selected, and I'm going to put them in. So 12 in D, 12 plus 10 over 4, right? Because if I put that 10 in, if I substitute it in, watch what happens. Is -2 greater than 11 over 2? No, it's a negative number can never be greater than a positive number. So it's not A. All right, so we go back in. We change that 10 to 30. Okay, again, -2 cannot be greater than a positive number. So we know it's not the second one. Hey, let's try 0. Go back into our expression, change that that 30 to 0. Again, that's not the answer. -2 is not greater than 3. So now it's only one answer left. I'm still going to put it in so you'll see it. But watch this. I'm going to take that number out and I'm going to put -25. And we didn't do any algebra at all. We didn't do any algebra at all. -25. Right? Enter. So let's change that to a whole number. Is -2 greater than -3.25? Yes. And that's with no algebra at all. That's with not solving this algebraically at all. That's just using the multiple choice to substitute that number in to get your inequality. That was easy. Or much easier than trying to solve that longer problem. But that's the things that you can do with the calculator. So just spend your time making sure you master it, and then the GED exam should be a lot easier than it was before. All right, so that was inequality. Anybody else have any questions about some? Oh, I know one. I wanted to put this on here real quick. A lot of people got this problem incorrect, and I was very, very surprised. So let me put that up here first. Oh, no, that's not what I want. I want a blank page. I want a blank page. Blank, there we go. I was very surprised that so many people got this wrong. So let me find it first. There we go, right there. 8, 3, -21, -15. Okay. So I want to put these in order from greatest to least. What's the largest number?
8.
8. Then what's next?
3.
3. Right away, if they talk about greatest to least, the positive numbers go first. Put them in order from greatest to least. 8, 3. And then what's next?
15.
-15. And then finally,
-21.
-21. So these are in order from greatest to least. If we put it from least to greatest, it's the opposite direction. So it's minus 21, minus 15, 3, and then 8. So I think why people were getting this wrong, because they were running through it and they would always see least to greatest, least to greatest, least to greatest. And they didn't see that on my problem, mine said greatest to least. Okay. Hold on for 1 second. Let me save this here. Actually opened somebody's old quiz. So I made a change to it by accident. So I want to make sure I don't make any errors. All right. So are there any other types of problems that we went through this week or over the weekend that we had some troubles with, or an area that you know is going to be on the GED exam that you want me to touch on?
Mr. Tinley, I got a question. If
Yes.
I'm multiplying polynomials, right?
Polynomials,
Yeah, mono on mono, those come with exponents, right?
Well, it can. It doesn't have to. So it just depends. So for example, again, I'll make some up.
I'm just trying to figure out when do I use the FOIL?
Right. So I don't know why I don't use that word FOIL. I use distributed property. Okay. So if you got 2x times x plus 5. So don't get confused by the terminology. Okay. Don't let that throw you off. All you're doing is using the distributed property. That's it. This is a monomial times a binomial. Monomial meaning 1. So a term with 1 and a binomial is 1 with 2. That's it. A binomial times a binomial would be something like x plus 5 times x plus 3. So don't get confused by the vocabulary. All you're doing is this distributed property and your exponent rule. So what is 2x times x?
2x.
Can anybody tell me?
2x squared.
2x squared. What is 2x times 5?
10x.
What kind of 10x?
Positive. Negative.
You said negative?
No, positive. I thought that was a negative.
Positive 10x. That's all you're doing. It's nothing for you to do. Same thing with the binomial. What is x times x?
2x squared.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
What is x times
X squared.
X squared.
X squared.
Okay. Again, it's no remembering.
Okay, so
X times x is x squared. Why? You said 2. There is no 2.
Right.
We're multiplying. So you have to understand what we're doing. When we're doing
Time 1.
the distributed property, we're multiplying. Okay. So if we were adding x and x is 2x, but we're not. Well, you have to understand when you're using the distributed property, we are multiplying. So x times x is x squared. What's x times 3?
3x.
What kind of 3x?
Positive.
Positive 3x. What's 5 times x?
5x. Positive.
Positive 5x. And then what is 5 times 3?
15.
Plus 15. Do we have any like terms?
Yes.
What are the like terms?
Plus 5x.
Okay. So we're going to simplify this to x squared plus 8x plus 15. That's a guaranteed on your exam. You will have to multiply binomials on your exam. You will have to combine terms. So what do I mean by that? So let's make sure we understand it. For example, if I had something like this, let's understand the difference. So I have 4x plus 3y minus 8y plus 4x. Is that multiplication? Can anybody tell me if this is, I want to hear from each person. Is this problem a multiplication problem?
Yes.
Yes or no? So you,
Yes.
Earl, you said yes. Anybody else? Is this a multiplication problem? I only wanted a yes or no. How about you, Penny? Is this a multiplication problem?
Yes.
Okay, yes. How about Helena? Is this a multiplication problem?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure.
Okay. Latasha, is this a multiplication problem?
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know.
Okay. And how about Bridget? Is this a multiplication problem?
Yes,
You said yes?
yes.
Okay. All right, so let's look at it. Let's make sure we understand. So let me ask you a question. My next question is this. Let's do are these the same thing?
Yes, without the negative sign.
Interesting. Okay. So this is what so let me move this down and let me go in detail why these are not even close to being the same thing. The first one, you're combining like terms. It's just like a normal addition or subtraction or positive or negative number. You're just combining the terms. So in this case here, we don't need these parentheses. So we bring this down, 4x plus 3y. We have a negative outside this parentheses. So this 8y becomes minus 8y. This minus outside of here, this 4x becomes a minus 4x. Then we combine like terms. The two 4x's cancel because the opposite of 4x is minus 4x. And then minus 8y plus 3y is minus 5y. Okay. This is not, this is a combining like terms problem, not a multiplication. The difference
Mr.
here,
Tesby, yeah.
yes,
Tell me what's the difference?
I'm gonna show you. Watch this.
Okay.
What's 4x times minus 8y? Negative 32xy. You can already see that those problems are not even close to each other because your first term is minus 32xy. And these are two of the biggest mistakes people make, combining like terms and multiplying. They're two different. How do you know? Because the parentheses are next to each other. Now, there is some multiplication in the first one, but you're multiplying by -1. Anytime you multiply by -1, you're just changing the sign. So anytime you see a negative outside of parentheses, all you're doing is changing the sign. So let me look at the study guide real quick. I think they have some examples. Let me open up the study guide. Here we go. And let me show you an example. And they separate them even on the study guide is because they know people make mistakes and they know they're gonna have it on the exam. You have to get used to the language of mathematics. If parentheses are next to each other with no signs in between them, that's when it's multiplication. Okay, now, let me see, there we go, right there. That is not a multiplication problem. Even though this subject matter says add, subtract, multiply, or factor linear equations. So how we would do this problem, again, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, there's nothing in this first parentheses that we can simplify. So we just bring it down, 3x minus 4y. Then this negative outside this parentheses means I'm gonna change the sign of everything inside. So 4x becomes what?
Positive 4x.
4x becomes what?
Positive 4x.
Okay, is 4x already positive?
Oh, I mean, yes, negative. Negative 4x. It is.
Negative
My bad.
4x.
right.
Then negative 3y becomes what?
A positive 3y.
Positive 3y. Then you're combining like terms. Whatever are our like terms here?
3x and 4x.
3x, I don't see a 4x. 3x and what?
Negative 4x. Negative
Negative
4x.
4x. So we look at the coefficients. What's 3 minus 4?
1x.
What is 3 minus 4?
Negative x.
Negative x.
Yeah.
Okay. It's because 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So we
Right.
don't need that 1 in front of x. So it's negative x. Do we have any other like terms?
Yeah, negative 4y and plus 3y.
Again, we look at the coefficients. We got minus 4 plus 3. What is minus 4 plus 3 again? Same thing.
Negative 7y.
Negative 4 plus 3. If you don't know your sign numbers, use your calculator every single time because you don't want to make mistakes. What is negative 4 plus 3?
Y. Negative
What is
y.
negative 4 plus negative y? Okay. One of the biggest mistakes people make on the exam is sign numbers.
Absolutely. And I'm stuck on
Listen, every single time you do a sign number until you got it down, say your answer, do it on the calculator.
that. Okay.
I mean, I'm not trying to make light of this at all. It's very, very important. And so many people make a mistake. This is why they have 7x here. That's why they had these 7 y's, because they think you're going to make a mistake. So just do 3 minus 4. Minus 4 plus 3. Don't leave it to chance. Don't leave it to chance. Now, I know you always hear me tell me mental math. That's you're right. But that's once you have it down. But if you continue to make mistakes with sign numbers, say your answer, then put in your calculator, minus 1. So this answer here on this problem is minus x minus y. And this is one of the most missed problems on the exam, where you're just combining like terms. So again, the GED loves to use negative numbers. When they tell you to evaluate a function, when they tell you to evaluate an expression, they love use negative numbers. Here, they told you to subtract the 2. You also must realize this. Let me show you something. Again, I'm gonna make sure we truly understand it. Let me write this over, but I'm gonna change it. Say this was a plus. Then you still got like terms, 3x and positive 4x. Then it's 7x. Then you got minus 4 and minus 3. Minus 7y. This is why they have this answer here. But this is if I was adding, not subtracting. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they're simplifying expressions. Okay, if you had that subtraction sign outside of the parentheses, change the sign of everything inside. Got me? All right. Now let's look at that multiply by numbers. Let me see if they got one. I'm pretty sure they do. There we go right there. That's a multiplication problem. Why? Because there's nothing in between the parentheses.
Okay.
So now you multiply. So 2x times 3x is what?
6x.
No, 2x times 3x. Can anybody help me? 2x times 3x. What's 2 times 3?
6.
What's x times x?
Oh, square.
See what I mean? It's those small mistakes, 6x squared. So right away, I know it can't be B or D. So even now, I got a 50-50 chance, right? But let's go through the whole thing. Now, what's 2x times y?
2xy.
2xy. What is minus y times 3x?
3x minus y. 3xy.
Nope.
Negative 3xy.
Negative 3xy. Again, there's those sign numbers again. You got to know your sign numbers. You should know when you're multiplying or dividing sign numbers. If they have the same sign, your answer is positive. If they have different signs, your answer is negative. So here I got a negative y and a positive 3x. They are not the same sign. I'm multiplying. My answer is going to be negative. And then the last one, what is minus y times plus y?
0.
Oops. Minus y times plus y.
Negative y.
What is negative y
Square.
times positive y?
Negative y squared.
Negative y squared. Okay, this has to do with combining. This is multiplying binomials. This is combining like terms. This is your exponent rules. Okay, this is why this type of problem is on every single exam. So now we got to combine like terms. Are there any like terms? So we have 6x squared, 2xy minus 3xy minus y squared. Are there any like terms?
Yes.
What are
2xy, 2xy minus 3xy.
Okay. So now since they're like terms, we look at the coefficients. What is 2 minus 3?
1.
What is 2 minus 3?
Minus 1. Negative 1.
Negative 1. So negative 1 xy. Do we need that 1?
No.
No. So just negative xy. So now our final answer is 6x squared minus xy minus y squared, which is the first one. Okay, those are two of the most commonly missed questions, where you're combining terms and you're multiplying terms. They're different. So make sure you go over this video over and over until you see the right, and make sure you understand it fully. All right. Anybody else that has any types of problems that they've been working on, excuse me, this week? Ooh. Anybody else? Let's look at some of the exams people have been working on. Let's see. So I see overall post-tests. I see inequalities. I see inequalities again. I see inequalities again. Find the slope of the line. I see percents. I see ratio and proportions. I see slope. Multiplying, dividing by multiples of 10, scientific notation. I see a bunch. Okay. So somebody has to be able to say, is there something that gave me a problem this week, Mr. Tinsley, I need you to help me with? Because otherwise, I'm about to make a quiz. We're about to take a quiz. I got a quiz ready. Y'all better stop playing. Y'all think I'm joking. I got a quiz right here. Ready for you to go. I got a quiz ready for you to go. If you don't want to ask any questions, we're going to take a quiz. Sounds good. We're going to take a quiz. All right. So what we're going to do here is this is 24 questions, and you're going to go at your own pace. So you can answer them as fast or slow as you can. There is a time limit on each one, but if you finish in 10 seconds, you don't have to wait for everybody to finish. So what I want to do is similar like we did before. This is about 24 questions, but it's primarily has to do with the first 5 on your exam, which to me is one of the most important parts of the exam. I've seen a lot of adult educators discount the importance of the first 5. And let me tell you why I think the first 5 is so important. If the first 5 is the ones you can't use with your calculator, that means they're basic math. You should know how to do them, correct? And what happens in your mind if you get all 5 of those wrong?
Defeated.
You're defeated. You're going to get anxious. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to say, oh my God, I can't even start the exam and I don't know what I'm doing. What happens if you get the first 5 correct?
Like a hot dog on the road.
Now you're feeling good. Your self-esteem is up. Your confidence is up. So that's why I think I differ with a lot of my peers in terms of the first 5. So let's go ahead and take this first 5. I forget, how do I do this here? How do I do this here? There we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm start a live quiz. Not instructor pace, classic. You go at your own pace. Am I gonna do team? No, you're gonna go individual. So what I need you to do is don't close your Zoom. I want you to open up another tab and I want you to go to joinmyquiz.com. Go to, oh, I didn't know I can put it in Schoology. Oh, you better stop playing. So go to joinmyquiz.com and I want you to enter the code 826-630. And your name should pop up on the screen as you enter into joinmyquiz.com and enter this code. It's 24 questions. They should take you about 30 seconds a piece. So this should only take about 10 to 12 minutes at the most. So go to open up a new tab, go to joinmyquiz.com, and I want you to enter the code 826-630. Glad you can join us, Nina. Good evening. And I think, who else also came that I missed? I think Darlene. Evening, Darlene.
I did text you, Mr. Sezzy.
Okay. So somebody just joined us. I wonder, oh, Penny, that was Penny. So Earl, I need you to join us, Latasha, Helena, Nina, Darlene, Delina. If you're at work, then if you can join us, I would appreciate it. If you're at work, if you can join us, I would appreciate it.
You talking about this right here?
Yes, go to joinmyquiz.com.
I can't join it, Mr. Sezzy, because I'm on the cell phone. Remember,
Okay.
we talked about that. Remember with the tablet situation.
But you open up a new tab. You still can open up a new tab and go to joinmyquiz.com.
On the phone?
Yes, you can open up a new tab.
I can't do it on this one. I never tried that.
Okay, if you go to your Chrome.
Is there a code?
Yeah,
Is there a code?
826-630. So if you go into Chrome in the top right corner, you'll see a little square box with a number in it. If it's right now, it might say 1, it might say 2. If you hit that plus sign, you can open up a new tab. And when you open up that new tab, you can go to joinmyquiz.com.
What's the code again? 826?
630. I didn't know I can put these in Schoology. I'm gonna find out a way to put this in Schoology. That'd be perfect.
Do you see me on a quiz?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You just popped up. So I see Penny, Helena, and Latasha. So we're waiting for Earl.
How do I join?
Go to joinmyquiz.com. Joinmyquiz.com. And you're going to enter the code 826-630. So Earl just joined. Joinmyquiz.com and enter the code 826-630. Now this is something a little different that I've been trying. And it actually, I used it with some students in the last couple of weeks, and they really liked it.
Mr. Sensei, what's the code again?
826 630.
I see live quiz and assist. A sign. What do I press?
I'm not sure. Hold on. Joinmyquiz.com. All right, so when you go to joinmyquiz.com, what you should see is
what's the code?
826
826
630.
630. It says join a game.
Yeah. Okay, so we're
Enter
about to
your
start.
name.
Enter your name.
What is-
Now, again, so
Do you
everybody
see
is
me?
in. Yes, I'm going to mute you, Darlene, because there's a lot of noise in the background.
Yeah, I'm at work, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Now listen, this has to do with the first 5 on your GED exam. So let's go ahead and start. You can start at you can go at your own pace. Most problems you should be able to do within 1 minute. All right, so I'm gonna start now.
What? Huh?
Darlene has taken the lead from me. Interesting. One of the problems is actually correct. I have the same answer twice, so I apologize. So I'll correct that later. How we doing, Elena? Mm-hmm. And this is the first 5. So you want to make sure we can get these first 5. If you notice, you got little bonuses that they give you. Ooh. Okay, no problem. I got your message, Helena.
No. Great.
Say it again.
That was great.
Okay. I got your message, Helena. Yeah, for that. Okay. So let's go over this. Huh?
You stay with the quizzes?
Well, it's one person is still taking it, so I'm just going to use it to go over it. That's all.
Okay.
So watch this. I'm gonna show you something. Watch this. So if I look at this first one, 1/2, 0.007, 0.73, 70, 1.12. So right away, if I'm going from least to greatest, I know my last one or my first one is 0.007. Because there's no other number that's 7,000. That's the smallest one. So right away, I either know it's this one. I don't even have to change them all the decimals. I just had to find the smallest one and see if do my multiple choice. I'm done. So that's the answer there. I didn't have to go through all of them. I just had to go through what is the lowest one, 0.007. The next one would have been 1/2, which was 0.5. Okay, so those are some of the steps you can use. So watch this. Let's go to the next one. Put the following order from greatest to least. Again, fractions. So right away, the greatest one, 1/2, 0.33. You should know 1/2 is 0.5 or 50%, 33%, 25%, 1%, 85%. So I know 85% is the largest one. So I'm only looking at these two. Well, I know 1/2 is bigger than 1%. So I know it's this one. I'm done. And what I saw people doing is they would say, okay, 0.5, 0.33, 0.01, 0.85. I got to add my zeros. 0.50, 0.33, 0.01, 0.85. Now, this is the way I showed you. So no matter what, if you do it this way, you're going to get it right. So this is first, greatest to least. This is second. This is third. This is fourth. So if you do it my way, you'll still get it right. But if the mental math tells you 85% is the biggest, so let me eliminate some of these multiple choice right away. So I eliminated 2. Now, the next one in line is either 1/2 or 1%. You know 1/2 is 50%. You know that second option is the correct answer. Again, without having to go through all of them. Now, this is
Mr.
probably
Tennessee,
yes.
I can't see what you're doing.
Oh, you can't see what I'm doing?
No. Am I
Oh,
doing
nobody
something
can
wrong?
see what I'm doing?
No, I can't.
I can see it.
I can see it.
I can't. What I'm
Oh, so
doing
you gotta
wrong?
go back to the shared window,
Share
the
window.
Zoom window. So hold Alt and hit Tab and keep hitting Tab until you get to the Zoom window, the shared screen. Hold Alt and then hit Tab and keep hitting Tab, like, press it, let it go, press it, let it go until you see the Zoom window. Now you had to watch this video. Hold on. All right, so let's get, because I want to get through this. So let me make this a little bigger too. Let me make this a little bigger too. Where's my? There we go. Let me make this a little bigger here. A little bigger. So that way, okay. Ooh, what just happened? Okay, it ended on me. So, okay, I can still see the questions. There we go. All right, so let's go to the questions. Let's catch back up. So what does these 2 lines mean? Absolute value. That means any number that's going to be inside those absolute values is going to be positive. So I got A, which is -4, minus B is 3. So the absolute value of -7 is 7. Okay. What value squared that you take the square root is going to give you 5? What you should notice is that square and square root cancel each other out. So this has to be the same number. So the problem is I had the same number twice. So that was my mistake. One should have been -25. I mean, one should have been, I don't know. but I've got 5 twice. So if you selected 5 and then marked it wrong, it's probably still right. All right, so that was 5. And that's one of the tricks, or one of the first 5 they love to use. But you have to know that square and square root cancel each other out. Okay?
So the answer should be 25, right?
No, the answer should be 5. So listen to what I'm saying. So watch this. Let's plug it in. Square root of 5 squared
Oh, it's the opposite.
equal 5. The square root of 25 equal 5. 5 equal 5. Got me?
Gotcha.
Because square and square root cancel each other out. 7 squared is 49. 3 squared is 9. So 49 minus 9, you should have got 40. Most of everybody got this one right. So that was good. Now this one, watch this. People took, I'm watching people take this and they're spending a whole lot of time on this. Okay, watch this. All right, this number is close to what whole number?
35.
What is 3.2? 3. What is 1.5 close to? 2. What's 3 times 2?
6.
What's the only one near 6? Done. There's no other answer that even, all they are is the same digits with the decimal place moved.
I got that one right.
Right. Most people got that right. So everybody got that one right. But people will spend a whole lot of time. So they actually were doing 3.2 times 1.5. What I'm saying is, if you estimate 3 times 2 is 6, the only one near 6 is 4.8. 0.48, 48, and 480 are nowhere near 6. So that way, by estimating, you can get that, you can finish that problem in about 5 seconds. Most people took about 17 seconds to do that problem.
And not only that, you can count the decimal.
20 times 0.05, again, everybody should know that's 1. Or 20 times 5 is 100. Move the decimal point 2 times 1. 4 people got that right. 2 people got it incorrect. Now, this is important. Half of the class got it right. Half of the people got it wrong. Remember what undefined means. That either means your square root cannot be negative, or the denominator cannot be 0. So when you look at the denominator, there's no square roots in this expression here. So we need to look at the denominator. How many values of x do I have? I have 1, 2. So that means there's 2 values of x that can make this 0. So of course, anything times 0 is 0. So that x could be 0. This x, the opposite of +3, which is -3. So the 2 answers that will make this undefined are 0 and -3. You might be ready to get that one. So they love this problem on the exam. Now again, which makes this undefined? There is no absolute square root in here. So we look at the denominator. What would make this denominator 0? What's the opposite of 5?
-5.
-5. That's your answer. Because 5 minus 5 is 0. It cannot be 0. That's all you got to do. It's that easy. So again, undefined cannot be a negative square root, or the denominator cannot be 0. So when you look in the denominator, just see how many values of x you have in your denominator, and that's probably how many answers you're going to have to solve it. Okay. And most people got that one incorrect, and average 30 seconds on that one, which is undefined. Again, if you notice, I gave like 3 or 4 questions on undefined, because almost every single GED exam undefined. The only one undefined here is a negative square root. Okay. Almost everyone got this right. The greatest common factor of 21 and 56. Hopefully you chose 7. 7 goes into 21, 7 goes into 56. 4 doesn't go into 21. 3 doesn't go into 56. 7 goes in both. That's the greatest common factor. Okay. Most people got this one incorrect. What are the factors of 9? So what What two numbers can I multiply together to get 9? What two numbers can I multiply together to get 9? Start from 1. 1 times what?
Oh, 9.
9. Then 2 can't go into 9. Then 3 times what?
3.
3. So 4 can't go into 9. 5 can't go into 9. 6 can't go into 9. 7 can't go into 9. 8 can't go into 9. So your factors are 1, 3, and 9. Okay, you have to know what a factor is. 1, 3, and 9. These are all go evenly into 9. Or you could have went into each one. Does 2 go into 9 evenly? No. Does 4 go into 9 evenly? No. So again, you have to know what a factor is when a number goes evenly into another number. Again,
should we pick all 3 of those numbers or just
yes,
one with
all 3. All
okay.
3.
Okay.
All 3.
I didn't understand.
Now, this is a word problem. This is one of the most missed questions on the GED. This is a greatest, least common multiple problem. So comes in bags of 20, bags of 10, bags of 8. How can they make sure you have the same number in all of them? So 20, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. That's the only place where they all have the same amount, 40. It's at least, that's a word problem for least common multiple. Be ready for it. They love problems like this too. Okay. A radio station have a promotion which every 12 caller receives a free concert ticket, and every 15 caller receives a limo ride. Which caller will be the first one to win both? Again, 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. Oh, 15 I know goes into 60. 15, 30, 45, 60. So the 60th caller will win both a limo and a free concert ticket. Okay, again, that's another example of least common multiple in a word problem. And these are going to help you a great deal. Watch when you go over this. Again, convert to an improper fraction. Everyone got that correct, so I'm going to skip past it. Convert to an improper fraction. Everybody got that correct. I'm going to go past it. One person got this wrong, so let's make sure I go over it. 9 goes into 52. How many times? 5. That's 45. There's 7 left. If you check it, 9 times 5 is 45, plus 7 is 52. They love improper fraction and mixed numbers on it on exam. 4 people got this correct. 2 people got it incorrect, so let's make sure. How many times does 7 go into 64? How many times does 7 go into 64?
7.
Nope.
8.
Nope. Nope. Got to know your multiplication tables. How many times does 7 go into 64?
9.
9. How many do we have left over? 9 times 7 is 63. Got 1 left over. So 9 and 1, 7. So if you listen, one of the biggest things you can do is make sure you know your multiplication tables.
Did I get that one right?
I don't know. I'll be able to tell you later. Okay, the next one, 5 people got it correct. 1 person got it incorrect, but it took about 22 seconds. Again, let's look at it. Let's just look at it. Let's just try to make sense of it. Instead of trying to move the decimal, they all have the same digits. Just the decimal place is moved or at a different location, right? So 15 divided by 1/2 or 15 times 2. Done. You should know what 0.5 is. 15 divided by, so just estimate. I don't have to use 15.05. I just need to know what the whole number is. 15 divided by 1/2 is the same as 15 times 2, which is 30. I'm done. 5 seconds. But what most people going to do is go, oh, 0.5 goes into 15.05. I got to move my decimal 1 place here. I got to move my 1 place. And then I got to do, you don't have to do all that. These are the first 5. You should be able to look at these answers, a lot of them, and be able to do them quickly. That's the whole purpose, the first 5. You should know it's not 0.3. You should know it's not 3. You should know it's not 301 right away. 15 divided by 1 is 15. So 15 divided by half is 30. All right. Again, most people got it right. Just took 22 seconds. Now this is about half and half. Let's look at it. What's 3 squared?
9.
What's 4 squared?
16.
So remember, please excuse my Darren and Sally. So we're gonna do inside first. 9 plus 16. What's 9 plus 16?
25.
25. What's the square root of 25?
5.
Can't miss that one. We got 4 more to go. Almost everybody got this right. What is 5 to the 3rd power? 5 times 5 times 5. So 25 times 5. It makes 4 25s to make 100. We got 1 left over, 125. But remember, I told you, you should know all the cubes up to 6. And then your multiples of 10. Okay, you should know all your squares to 15. Know your square roots. You should know all your cubes to 6 and your multiples of 10. It'll make your job a lot easier, I'm telling you. Now, this is probably the hardest one on the exam. So let me, right, this got everybody. Only 2 people got it right. And most people took 51 seconds. Again, this is one of the first 5. But let me show you something. Let me show you strategy. Okay, let me show you strategy. If you understand, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That means I have to do what's in the parentheses first. Well, guess what? There's nothing in the parentheses I can simplify. So next, I got to go to exponents. There's the exponent. So by the exponent rules, you should know when I raise to a power, I multiply. So what I didn't tell you is that's a 1 there. So 2 times 1, this is the same as 3 to the 2nd power times 4 to the 4th power. Does everybody understand that? And I'm just going to bring this along with me. Okay, those are the same. I just brought that along with me. But I had to do exponents first. So this exponent outside this parentheses means I'm going to do this first. Okay, so I got 3 squared. Well, right away, they both have the same base. So the exponent rules tell you when you're multiplying exponents with the same base, what do you do to the 2 exponents? Add them. So that's 3 to the 7th. There's only one multiple choice here with 3 to the 7th. I'm done. I don't even have to do anymore. Okay, so those are some of the small steps that you can do. Like I did this problem like 8 seconds because I saw 3 squared and 3 to the 5th. That's 3 to the 7th. Oh, it's only one answer. I didn't even do the rest. I didn't even look at the rest. Now, if it was another multiple choice that started with 3 to the 7th, and then I have to complete the rest of it. So then 4 to the 6th. Let me change the color real quick. 4 to the 6th times 4 to the 4th is 4 to the 10th power. Why? Because 6 plus 4 is 10. Again, you must know exponent rules. You're going to need them in algebra and everything you do after this. Okay? 3 people got this right. 3 people got it wrong. These are exponent rules again. When you're dividing exponents with the same base, what do?
Subtract.
Subtract. 12 minus 3 is what? 9. So 12 minus 3. So top minus bottom. 12 minus 3 is 9. So B to the 9th power. Okay. And then the last one. 5 people got this right. I'm so glad. Interesting. Most people usually get this wrong. But you got to be, this is almost like a variable. They're the same. So you just add the coefficient. 7 square root of 10. Most people try to do some multiplication, 2 times 5 or 2 plus 7, and then 10 plus 10 is 20. That's why I had this answer. That's wrong. 5 times 2 is 10 times 10. That's why that's wrong. I put that there. I tried to put answers that make sense if you figure them out. 2 plus 5 is 7. 10 times 10 is 100. Square root of 100 is 10. 10 times 70 is 70. That's wrong. What you want to do is remember like terms. They're like terms because this is square root of 10. It's almost like that's a variable. That's like you saying 2x plus 5x. Just 7x. Same thing here. 2 square root of 10 plus 5 square root of 10 is 7 square root of 10. Now, the last thing you can do is always check. Boom. Watch. What was it? 2 square root of 10? Yeah. 2 square root of 10. And these are things as you practicing on your calculator in the ebook, you'll notice these exercises like this. So when you see something like this, you already know. That's not a multiplication, that's addition. So the 5 and the 2 get added, and this they have the same, they both have square root of 10, you bring along that with you. So 7 square root of 10. Now, I can tell you right now, when you go over this video, many of you who got 3, 4, 5 questions wrong on the first 5, you're now going to get those right. So once you go back over this video, I want to practice with the first 5. If you need to go into my website to take this again till you make sure you know it, I'm telling you, it'll behoove you to get those first 5 right, because you make yourself feel a lot better. Now, most of you got about 50 to 60%. That's still good, but it's still some areas of improvement. All right. Any questions before we leave?
Mr. Sims, I need to have a conversation with you.
Okay, you still breaking up like crazy, but we should be able to. Any other questions before we leave? So Robert, you were second. Penny, you were third. Congrats. Matter of fact, Robert, you were first. Penny, you were second. I'm not even going to count myself because I'm the instructor. So I'm not going to count myself. So Robert, you were first. Penny, you were second. Congratulations. Oh, please remind me next week that I want to spin for either a free one-on-one or a free pay for your test or a free retake or something. Remind me, please, because I supposed to did it like two weeks ago and I didn't. Can somebody please remind me to have that spin?
One-on-one?
No, so I'm gonna spin it. And if you've already scheduled your test, then I'll give you a one-on-one. If you haven't scheduled for your test, if you know if the amount is 30, I'll pay for your next exam or whatever the spinner comes on.
Okay, sounds great.
All right. Have a good evening.
Have a good day, Mr. Sensley.
Bye-bye. Nina?
Yes. I want to know, can I come in this week? Because remember, we try to schedule